Once upon a time, the world turned without money. People traded what they had for what they needed. Wheat for a goat, salt for cloth, labor for food. But over time, a problem appeared. A farmer wanted to trade his wheat for a goat, but the goat herd wanted honey instead. The barter system began to fail, and humanity found itself facing a great question. How do you measure value? As trade expanded, an idea emerged. Maybe value could be stored in a single object, something rare, durable, and easy to carry. That object was first salt, then copper, then gold and silver. But even those metals meant nothing unless people agreed they had value. The anthropologist David Graeber once said, "Money did not come after debt. It replaced it. When people could no longer remember who owed what, they carved their memories into metal. Humanity turned trust into metal, and in that moment, history changed. Time, the 7th century BC. Place, Western Anatolia. Kingdom, Lydia. Near today's Manisa stood Sardis, home of the world's first mint. The Lydians discovered a natural mix of gold and silver called electrum, bright, durable, and recognized by all. King Elaeus wanted to make trade easier. He issued coins guaranteed by the state. On one side, a lion's head, on the other, the royal seal. For the first time in history, a piece of metal was trusted not just for its worth, but because it carried the authority of power. Economist Niall Ferguson wrote, "Money did more than simplify exchange. It made empires possible, because trust no longer lived in people, but in symbols. Money worked. But like every new power, it carried danger. Soon, some craftsmen noticed something. The gold content of electrum was hard to measure. No one could tell how much gold or silver was in a coin. And at that moment, human nature stepped in. Some mint workers secretly lowered the gold content. They produced cheaper coins that looked exactly the same. For the first time, money was falsified without seeming false. Historians call this the world's first financial crisis. Trust collapsed. Merchants didn't know which coins to accept. Trade slowed to a halt. People complained. And then a new king took the throne, Elaeus' son, Croesus, known to us as Croesus or Charon. He reformed the system. He minted separate coins in pure gold and pure silver. For the first time, value was clear, but lost trust was not easily restored. Centuries passed. Rome diluted its silver. Medieval kings lightened their coins to fill their treasuries. And every time, the same story repeated. Trust was minted, then melted. Today, the numbers on our screens are not so different from Lydia's electrum. Banks, markets, digital wallets all rest on an invisible promise. Trust. Every coin in our pocket is a descendant of Lydia's electrum. A piece of metal, a sheet of paper, or a digital code. Yet all whisper the same words. Believe in me. And history quietly replies, before you believe, remember whom you're believing in. The Lydians invented money, but its meaning we are still trying to find.